Thank you for the like. Hello, Bob. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having a good bank holiday. Hi, Sally Ann. Thank you for joining. I've been out so many days in a row that I thought I'd just have today in. And then I thought, well, I can just go live from home, can't I? We haven't got the ships to look at today, though. And I thought, well, I know it's Bank Holiday Monday, but I'll just see if anybody is about. And 7 of you are already. I'm amazed. 9 of you now. Bob says, good afternoon, Lisa. Hope all is well with you. It is indeed. Thank you, Bob. So what's everybody been up to over the bank holiday weekend? I've been out filming. Well, you know, I was filming Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. I thought I better have a day at home today. Bob's off in 20 minutes taking his neighbour, I think that's it, let me go back, neighbour to a car boot sale. Ben's mowing the lawn. David says, hi Ben, hi Lisa, hi Sally Ann, hi David, and Vicky of course. Ah, John's here, he's joined us. Hi John. Afternoon, says John. Olive is moored at St Bennett's. Oh, you sent me a picture. I haven't seen that. Mind you, I've been setting this up and I've been quite busy actually. I've been busy cooking. Sorry, I've not seen that though, John. Are you still out filming, John, or have you gone home now? Are you right there? Are you? Yes. You got a piece of grass stuck in your tooth. You're at St Bennett's Walking Millie. I bet it's busy there today. I thought it might be. I doubt there's any more rings. Stephen's joined. He says, hi Lisa, hi all. Good afternoon, Stephen. It's good to see you here. This is my security guard. He goes around patrolling the garden and looks under the gate. So we never have to worry about security. Been nice having a day at home. Catch up on jobs that I've neglected for the last however many days. Well, that's what you get if you eat grass. It gets stuck in your tooth, doesn't it? Is it dull and overcast where you all are? The sun tries to come out every now and again, but on the whole, it's been quite cloudy today. But it might just be because I live near the beach or the sea, so you do get the mist along the coast. You come to help? You don't want to go up there, do you? Overcast in Colchester. So it's not just along the coast then, it's everywhere, which makes me feel happier. Oh, it's just been spitting with rain where Stephen is. But Bob's got beautiful sunshine. I don't think many people would join today because obviously it's Bank Holiday Monday and a lot of people will be out and about. I haven't even left the house today. I've been in the garden, but that's it. What have you been up to today, Stephen? Do you have to work today? David's having trouble with his local cat leaving footprints on a car windscreen, roof and bonnet. A day of rest for me. Yes, a day of rest. Back to work tomorrow. You are daft, you really are. The wind just blew, so of course it ruffles his fur and he has to go running inside. Stephen's got a day off today, so he's going to take Pip out for a walk soon. I don't often hear you say, Stephen, that you've got a day off. So I hope you spend it however you feel is best to spend it. David says he'll have to do some gardening as elephants are hiding in his lawn. Well, if you'd asked Bertie, he'd say we've got monsters in the lawn because he's always diving on things, but I think it's Daddy Longlegs he gets. But you don't think you often say you've got a day off? No. I say I've been doing nothing today. I have. All usual, you know, catching up with washing, and been doing some cooking in the kitchen. Usual things. Usual things that everybody has to do. Dave says gardening is getting harder as he ages. Fishing is easier. Get somebody to go around and do your gardening, and then you can spend longer fishing. Make life easier for yourself, that's what I say. Hello to the new people that keep joining. And thank you for the 5 likes on this live stream. Although, you know, we are literally just looking at pots of flowers. Are you still about, John? If so, did you see anything good other than the wherry out on the river today? Stephen's just relaxing today and Pip's having a nap on the sofa. That's how bank holiday Mondays are meant to be spent, isn't it? I know that come to this area today. Traffic on a bank holiday when you live in a popular area is just bedlam on like a bank holiday Monday. And of course we've got the seals close by, so people come from miles to go and see the seals at Horsey, which is wonderful. But you know, it's stay in on a bank holiday. John says it was a slow start at Ludden Bridge, but it picked up. David says, I don't like letting others do what I can do, even if it's slowly. Well, that's fair enough. As you can see, it's quite breezy here. Was the traffic really bad, John, when you were out and about? Dave says we don't go out bank holidays as we prefer to go after others are back at work. Yeah, that's why I did all my things last week. So I still done something for the bank holiday, but it was just that I did it before everybody else arrived. Stephen says, I agree with that. It's just what you learn to do, Stephen, over the years. John says no, meaning the traffic was quiet, but he left his at 8 o'clock. Gosh, that was very early. I've no idea where Judith is today, but I imagine if she sees us on live, she'll either just come round or if she's out, come round when she's back. I don't always tell people I'm going live because I don't want them to feel pressured into having to join. I never want people to think they have to join. It's just, I'll go live, and if there's anybody free and thinks, oh, I'll go and have a chat, well then great. I've seen some people put announcements up like 24 hours before and say, oh, I'll be live at such and such a time tomorrow. And I think, well, I'd probably change my plans if that was me. I'd put a notice up. I'd probably forget or, no, I don't know. It's too much pressure, isn't it? Perhaps it's just me. I did say earlier to a couple of people I might go live. Live to look at some flowers. We could look at pink ones instead, or purple ones. I bet the rivers are busy today. But unless you go out really early, you don't always get a parking space. So for me, I just decide to stay at home. So much easier. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen says the flowers are very pretty. I've got some purple ones that I've self-seeded from birds dropping the seeds. They're very nice. I couldn't have picked better if I'd tried, if I'd bought them. But they're just, it's either come out of the bird seed. John says, do we get a guided tour of the garden? Would you like to see this? Yeah, let's go through it. We'll do that. Just unplug this. Bob says, did I catch up with the Osprey last week? No, I didn't. No, I didn't go to Ranworth. Well, I saw you and Sue at Ranworth, but I didn't go to Ranworth Broad. So I think a couple of those need deadheading. Then we got these. And then this very pretty green pot. Let me just show you. And here. And then all these. They're from my son's very lovely girlfriend. She brought that arrangement round for me. Isn't that kind? So these purple ones, these are from the birdseed. Aren't they great? If it's not from our birdseed, then it's from a neighbouring garden. Got a single pink rose coming out there. Oh, we've been joined. We've got company. Stephen, you like the purple ones, Stephen? Yeah, I like those. Go on then, Berts. And then there's lots more of them here. And then where I live used to be Martham Brickworks. So there's sand everywhere. So everything you grow needs to be pot variety. So it's a pot apple tree in a huge pot. But things do grow in pots if you get the right pot variety. David says, we'll be going to Skegness in 3 weeks and it'll be very busy as a free performing arts festival will be on. Vicky likes to go to this festival as we've been going for a few years. Very nice. Very nice. Then here, these are the lettuce seeds I grew. Got a little lupin down there trying to do something. And then, I'm not really sure what's happening here. There is it's past its best now, clematis. And these pink flowers. This was just put in here, this tub, temporary, and everything's grown up it. And it's in one of these fancy things. So really that all needs taking out and sorting. And then chairs, boring. And then the potatoes are doing really well. 4 tubs of potatoes. And then camellia past its flowering stage. And then I've got 2 plum trees. So this one always gets the fruit later than this one. This one's already got, let me just see if I can point it out to you. Can you see there? Plums starting to grow. And then, it's hard to see, but that's plum. Can't even see my finger. There's a couple of plums. There will be more. All these yellow little dots will be plums. Right, what else have I got over here? Cat. Right. looking a bit sorry for themselves are the carrots. But we have spring onions. Bye Bob, thank you for joining. More lettuce, different varieties. The courgettes are doing well. Tomato plant. I can't remember, I think this might be raspberry. I think this went in last year. Can't really remember what that was. And then this little pretty plant. And then remember I said Edward's lovely girlfriend, well, she brought this fabulous piece of trellis round the other day for us. She's so kind-hearted, she really is. The wallflowers are past their best. My Christmas tree. Sits in a pot. And then I'm not really sure about this section over here. That all needs sorting. Then we're just going to look, oh, the lesser spotted black and white dwarf plant. I was trying to think of something I could call him. You didn't have to walk up here. You could have stayed down there, you know. So it's not very exciting, my garden. And I've got more potatoes over there that I didn't show you. Stephen says it's pretty. Thank you, Stephen. So Bob's gone. Sally, right, I'm just going back for messages now because obviously I was chatting away. Sally Ann says, can't believe how well the potatoes are doing. I know, I'm going to have loads. And then everybody said bye to Bob. Thank you for saying bye to him. David said, we have a cherry tree but can't beat the birds to the cherries. We look at them one day and think another day or two and then go and find they've all gone. John says it's lovely. Oh, thank you, John. And then there is a front garden and a side garden. And a tree in the front with bird feeders. But we'll just stay here. Last year, my son, he built me this. So they're great big sheets of toughened like glass. And then to save the sun being too hot, just got one of those sail canopy things. So I sit under here at any given chance. handy when he's a carpenter joiner. You know those wooden huts, like glorified sheds, similar to you get along the sea coastline, the really old ones. John says, I need to head home, so I'm off for a bit. I'll let you know how the traffic is if you're still alive when I get home. Okay, John, drive safely. Hope you don't have too many hold-ups. Yeah, so the wooden houses that sit on the sand, basically, on a base. They've got no footings or anything, but the line. He's making one of those at the minute. He shows me the photos and I think, oh my goodness, how on earth do you do that? And recently he was doing a barn conversion. All sorts he does, puts in kitchens. I'm not trying to get work on because he's stacked out for God knows how many months. About a year's waiting list, I think. When Bertie was little, I could never have, well, I'm quite near a main road. Stephen says, I built a raised flower bed outside the front of my house the year before last. It's nice to have something built, isn't it, that's really useful. And I bet you use it all the time. Have, you know, flowers. Do you put flowers in? Or vegetables? Flowers, probably. Yeah, Bertie, I couldn't have in the garden because I'm near a very busy main road. And so he's technically, well, he is a house cat, but now he's mellowed with age. He's allowed in the garden, supervised. You put flowers in it. Very nice. Over the years, I've gone through different phases with flowers. I've only had yellow in the whole garden one year, and then another year it might be pink and then white. But I'm over that stage now, and we just put anything in. Anything colourful. These, my eldest daughter gave me for my birthday. So they're very pretty. I don't know if you can hear all the traffic going past. It's very busy out there. So I say that and then it goes really quiet. Stephen's got roses and a plum tree. I imagine you're able to put your plum tree in the garden, are you, Stephen? Don't have to have everything in pots. You don't have to dig down very far here before you hit the sand. And the majority of vegetables don't like the sand. I think the only thing that does is carrots. David says I've got a lot of yellow in my garden, dandelions everywhere. Don't think I've got any in the grass. Hello to the new people just joining. It's just a very relaxed and quiet general chit chat, sat in the garden. We're not driving around everywhere getting lost. David says he bought a weed burner to try and beat them. Just need weed and feed. And then scarify it and to get the moss out. Or maybe do it the opposite way round. And keep the grass short. Easy peasy. So she who doesn't do it. Stephen wants to try one of those, the weed burner. You'll have to speak to John when he gets back home, and then I think he's got one at his allotment. I know he's mentioned it in the past. So when he's back online, if I forget to ask him, remind me and we'll ask him. And he'll tell you all about it. Bob by the Water's here. Good afternoon, Bob. Thank you for joining. We're just in the garden, Bob. It's Bank Holiday Monday. It's very busy, so I'm staying at home. I've been out every day for goodness knows how many days in a row. So I thought it was time just to have a nice, quiet, relaxing day at home, catching up with all the jobs. So that's why we're just looking at the flowers, really. I hope you're having a nice bank holiday. No boats today, no. I filmed them yesterday and they'll be in Wednesday's video. And I did put Cane Meadow video out last night. But I've plenty of footage from filming yesterday for 2 or 3 videos, so. Bob says I'm a boat who can't stand gardening. David says the amount of weeds in my garden, a military flamethrower might be better. Bob says, only joking, I am. Let's see if we can look at different colours instead. Oh, maybe not that way. Don't think that's going to work, is it? That wasn't a bright idea, was it? Even Bertie's got bored and gone inside and abandoned me. Sun's come out now. So much for me saying how it was misty. Hello to the new people just joining. Thank you for joining us. We're just having a chat about not a lot really. That's right, David. David says you can always have a pot of flowers on your boat roof. You see that quite a bit, actually. Sometimes I think, oh, it'd be lovely to have a boat. And then like yesterday when I'm out filming and I see how busy it is, I just think, oh my goodness. I'd just be stuck on my mooring. I'd be too scared to go out. I can hear an aeroplane, but I can't see it. Oh, I can see it. It's so far away. Little tiny one. Sometimes bank holidays, you get the little microlights fly over. But it isn't one of those. They tend to fly up and down the coast, sort of go from Yarmouth to Winterton and back. Fantastic sight when they do fly over. Earlier, Emily and I made rhubarb and apple crumble for tea. Not everybody likes rhubarb, do they? We've also made a curry this morning, but I don't know if that'll be for tea or tomorrow. Curry's best once it's sat for 24 hours, isn't it? Stephen likes rhubarb crumble. Are we having custard, he asks. Yes, we will do. We'll have custard, and I think I've got some extra thick cream as well. And it's nice when you make it yourself because you know what's in it, don't you? Sally Ann says, don't know if I like rhubarb curry. Yeah, they're not really meant to be going together. I think, I don't know what we're having tonight, but the rhubarb crumble will be for pudding. I think the curry's going to be for tomorrow. David says, I took Vicky to a garden centre on Friday and we bought a passion flower. We had one, but the winter killed it 2 years ago, along with our pampas grass, which was replaced last year. Stephen says, try anything once. Rhubarb curry. I do have a passion flower plant. It's over by the Christmas tree, but it's not in flower at the moment. Can you believe we've been online 47 minutes? It's daft, isn't it? What's everybody else having for tea? I do have a pizza in the fridge, which probably should be cooked tonight. I'm not even sure that pizza and then rhubarb and custard for pudding goes together. Well, when I went down to the end of the garden. Yeah, it's probably about 5 years old now. Well, there's two there. There's a purple one and a white one, and they're side by side. So I need to find something to go in the pot to climb up the trellis that my son's girlfriend gave us. Honeysuckle, maybe? Could you see the little plums when I was trying to show you? There's only one really that's a decent size so far. The others are just little yellow dots. And then next month, the other plum will start getting fruit on it. How many apples I'll get, I don't know. So does this pick up the sound of the traffic on the main road? Can you hear it or not? Stephen's having baked potato and a chicken and ham pie. Very nice, Stephen. Sally Ann says, I hope you do a video when you dig up potatoes. Oh, yes, most definitely. Yes. I've got a little boy who's going mountaineering, or he thinks he's going mountaineering. He's going to be stopped in a minute. You can hear the traffic, but it's not a problem. Thank you, Sally Ann. David says, my father, a farm labourer in his young days, always said you should dig rhubarb up every 3 years and leave it on the ground over winter to frost before replanting in the spring. Well, I just got mine in Tesco. On the day that I'd be down to Blytheborough and filmed that bird hide in the middle of the reeds, in the middle of nowhere, I stopped in Bradwell. Oh, no, it wasn't Tesco. I went to Bradwell Morrison's and got it from there. Look at this stupid animal of mine. Just look. I doubt you can pick it up. A hole in the ground where a rotary washing line goes, and he likes to go to it. Put his foot down the hole where it goes into. He spooks himself because his foot goes down so far, and then he runs off, honestly. He's mad. Stephen says he can hear the traffic, but it's totally fine. It's nice in the background. It's the same where I am. Look, I know probably none of you are cat people, but I'll try not to show you all my washing on the line either. Oh, and the very nice wheelie bins. Look, this is security under the gate. It's the funniest thing when you pull up at the house, park the car, and there's this little nose peering under the gate at you. Two seconds, I'm just going to get a drink. Would you all like a drink as well? I'll just get you one, it'll be easier. We've got the birds singing now. Sally Ann says, that would be lovely, Lisa, thanks. Here you are, Sally Ann. I got you one of those. Is that okay? Well, that's what I got everybody, actually. You've all got the same, so there's no arguing. Anybody just joining this for the first time? Fabulous, says Sally Ann. I'm glad you like that one. Stephen doesn't mind cats. Yeah, anybody just joining this live for the first time will think, oh, that's a mad live. Whatever are they on about? Especially when we all get on that hovercraft and go up the river. Who in this chat remembers that? Stephen likes to drink as well. He's got some of them in the fridge. They're nice, aren't they? Nice until I gulp it. When you're chatting, and you're chatting and chatting and chatting, you suddenly think, gosh, I need a drink. Really, I shouldn't be uncouth and drink it out the can. I should go and get a glass. Sally Ann says the hovercraft wasn't really big enough for everybody. You're all on the sailing boat, weren't you? And then when they brought that narrow boat along, the timing of that was just spot on, wasn't it? We have had some funny, Stephen remembers, we have had some funny lives over the years. Oh my goodness. Well, I say over the years, I don't know how long I've been going live. What, about a year, do you think? That was funny though. Stephen says we have had some laughs. I know. Oh, even just Thursday night when I was out with Judith. How about that though? Turning up and there was the powerboat racing going on. That was good timing, wasn't it? I know you couldn't see it very well because you were just looking through the iPhone and they just look like little dots moving on the water. I could take you sailing one Wednesday night. We could go and do that. No, not actually from in a boat, from the car park. And got lost. We did get lost Thursday night. Oh my goodness. Oh. But you see, you've got to have somebody with you because you can't touch your phone when you're driving. If you get 6 points. So you have to have somebody with you and let them do the comments and everything. What other funny things have we done? Sally Ann says, Ju's great, she's got the hang of it now. I know, she is. She's a great laugh. And a big fine, Stephen says. Always a fine that goes with it as well, is there? Yeah, it's just not worth it. She's very funny. I imagine she's out somewhere today with her family. David says you'd be all right with self-driving cars. Oh my goodness. That would be scary, wouldn't it? SW, hello. SW says, good afternoon, Lisa and everyone in the chat. I hope you're having a good day. SW, I've been saying about the traffic going past mine here. I won't say where, but I bet it's busy going past yours because you're even more of a main road than I am here. I have somebody going to the Horsey Seals come past. SW says, glad the sun has finally come out. This morning was chilly on the dog walks. Yes, it wasn't nice, was it? I was out yesterday filming. Oh my goodness, it was so hot. Incredibly hot. It's better today. Nice when it's cooler. Traffic's not too bad going past her, says SW. Sometimes she doesn't notice it. Yeah, if I'm indoors, I don't notice it. But, you know, if I'm in the garden, like trying to do a live, I'm conscious of it. But everybody's assured me it's okay. It was very busy on the rivers yesterday. Extremely busy. Oh, Sally Ann says you keep breaking up, do I? For everybody, is that? Anybody having issues with the connection? SW says, I managed to get sunburnt on Friday as I sat in the garden. I lost signal for a split second. It's okay now. Thank you, SW. Yeah, sunburn isn't nice, is it? I always put sun cream on when I'm out filming. Stephen says only once or twice, but back in a couple of seconds. We had a tour of the garden, SW. We've been walking around. We had a look at the lettuce and the spring onions and the carrots, the potatoes, courgettes, radishes. Although I didn't point the radishes out when I was down there, I just remembered. And there were some flower seeds, I didn't point those out. David says, on one of our fishing ponds, the main road runs 4 metres behind, but you don't notice it when you're fishing. I think I'm only conscious of it because I'm live. SW, I went and got us all a drink. So there's one for you as well, okay? Don't want anybody feeling left out. Well, we've all got our drinks. SW said, look at your end, sounds far away. Yes, I am a distance away, but it's too close for me to let Bertie out of the garden. He's always been a house cat. But you're virtually sat on the lines. Yours. SW, drink. I'll drink anything, but not orange juice. Well, we've all got a drink now. Sally Ann says the sound is going off for a moment every 4 seconds. How bizarre. SW says thank you and cheers, everyone. SW, just before you got here, we were discussing some funny lives we've had in the past, like the hovercraft and the sailing boat that we couldn't actually all fit on, and the perfect timing of those people mooring the narrowboat, bringing it round the corner for everybody. It still makes me laugh. And then we were trying to think of other funny ones, such funny ones. As Stephen says, we do have some laughs. SW says that was a brilliant day when they brought the boat round to show us. I know. That was just hilarious. Sally Ann says the policeman was funny. Oh, that was, wasn't it? Lots of car trips, says Stephen. Yes, the policeman was rather funny. You know, I'm parked up, haven't got an engine running, talking to my phone. I could have been, I don't know, I could have been chatting to Emily, couldn't I? I still maintain somebody sent him there, though. Shame I didn't have Judith sat in the car, wasn't it? Because she would have known them. Stephen says McDonald's car park. What, when I found the crabs in the car park? Oh yeah. Oh. She has some funny times. And then we're sat looking at flowers. Not very exciting, is it? But we're all able to chat together, so that's the main thing. You know, when I'm out filming, if there was 5G, I'd show you. I'd live stream it. What's happening? How many boats there are? But you need 5G and it's just not strong enough. At a push, it might be okay at Acre. Sally Ann says, we even had a night at the Roxham Hotel. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, we did. SW says, I like evergreen plants, so there is nothing dead during the winter months. Yeah, the winter's always very dull and drab when there's no colour, isn't it? Considering I'm at home, my family are very quiet. Do you think they're watching? Do you think they're discreetly watching? The trouble is, with the reflection on the glass, I can't even look inside to see what's going on in the lounge. Sally Ann says they could comment if they were watching. I think it would be watching from afar. Lester says, when I did my back garden last year, I put in lots of variegated greenery. So far, they're all still living. Wonderful. Davis says, I like winter when it snows, as my garden looks as good as everyone else's. SW says, your family may be watching another YouTube channel. I hope they are. Yes, I do hope they are. Not mine. When the sun goes in, it's a bit chilly, isn't it? Oh, and with that, the sun comes out. That's better. I was going to sort the shed, divide it. It has been divided. And I was going to put some chairs in there and the table so that we could always chat in there, no matter what the weather was. SW says, I saw a channel about the early days of holidays on the Broads, and you could hire a man to go with you for a few quid. Now that sounds like my idea of a holiday. Somebody else do the work. Sally Ann says, must go now, Lisa. It's been fun. Bye, everyone. Sally Ann, thank you so much for joining. See you again soon. Yes, so back to the shed. The only thing that's happened with the shed is it's got a divider section in there. But it's electric in there, light. David says, I'm sorry to leave you folks, but I will have to go and get the lawnmower out as I can't sit here all day. Bye, David. Have fun with your grass. Say hi to Vicky for me. SW says she's got a small shed and it looks more like a sentry box with a door on it. I might still do the shed so that we can go in there. I don't know. I'll see. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but now I'm not so sure. I could even camp in there. I could spend the night in there. Won't quite be the Cliff Hotel, mind you. But I would have a coffee machine that's quicker. Been wondering where I can go and stay next and take you to visit. That won't be yet, so that'll be in the summer. SW says one of the cottages around the corner is a second home, and they had some plastic grass put down last week. Luckily, it was in the back garden. No offence to anyone on here who may have it. Well, I know somebody who does have it, and they've got weeds growing through it. Yet when it was put down, they were assured there would be no weeds whatsoever. True story. I'll try and discreetly take a photo for you, SW. SW says at least the weeds make it look authentic. Stephen says bad preparation. SW says bad decision in the first place. The thing is, they did have all the black liner put down and the wooden frame, and so it looked as though it was, you know, the real McCoy and would be really good. Well, it was. It looked great for the first couple of years. And then the weeds started. I might add this isn't in my village, in case any neighbours are discreetly watching. Stephen says, did they spray weed killer, I wonder? Good point, Stephen. SW says, I like low maintenance in both the garden and the home. Even in the bathroom, I had matte tiles, so the limescale did not show unless wiping down. Stephen likes cutting the grass in his back garden. I like chucking a load of vinegar over the taps and things so there's no limescale. And the tiles. It's just the smell. But it soon goes. Great on a glass shower screen. SW says vinegar is good and much cheaper. Water it down with water. I use a squeegee and a shower glass. I just use it neat, SW. Squeeze it out of the bottle. And on the draining board. Everywhere. Put it everywhere. Stephen says I get a cleaner in once a fortnight. SW says Sarsens or Tesco's. Sarsens. But I'm sure Tesco would do the same. SW says lucky Stephen. Yes, I was just thinking that. It's nice when you've done everything, isn't it? And you know you've done everything. But the next day, you sort of think, well, what happened to everything I did yesterday? I think I can hear young birds. I haven't got anything nesting in my bird box this year, so that squawking might be a baby or a bigger baby. Stephen says, I'm always working and don't get time. No, it's very wise, Stephen. I try to be tidy, says SW, so it does not look messy. Works most of the time. Yes, it's the best way, isn't it? But the person you live with has to be the same as well, don't they? So he says, does Bertie try and get the birds by any chance? Well, when he's in the garden, he's supervised. So if one of us are in the garden, then the birds won't come in. So there was one time he almost got a pigeon, almost. Stephen says, I do the basics, but don't like a messy kitchen. SW says, I'm lucky there is only me, so nobody else to tidy up after. SW says, my dearly departed used to do my cleaning for me. I have no intention of finding, another, as he could not be replaced. Well, now my husband's at home all the time. He does lots in the garden. He does the garden. He does quite a bit in the house. He was irreplaceable. I'm sure he was, SW. And don't these things come along when you least expect? Maz is here. Maz says, or Sarah says, hello Lisa, a bit of gardening today? Well, Sarah, let me tell you. It's Bank Holiday Monday and everybody's flocking to the area. So I've played safe and stayed in and caught up with some jobs because I've not really been at home for Thursday. Well, I worked 4 days last week. And then after work on the Thursday, I went away Thursday, Friday. And then I've been filming Saturday, Sunday, so I thought I'd better have a day at home, hadn't I? Catch up with some things. Are you still on holiday or are you actually home now? How long before the next holiday? I can't keep up with you two in your holidays. One minute you're in Cyprus and then the next time, oh no, we're here away somewhere else now. And before Cyprus, somewhere else. It's wonderful. I'm so pleased for you both. SW says, we used to go on holidays in the UK with the dogs and I would never tell him where we would be going. Fond memories. That's lovely, SW. That's what I'd like, I think. Venice was the best surprise. Oh, it's very romantic, SW. Such a lovely, thoughtful thing to do. And I think you all know my situation, so... as I just go away on my own, but I never go for long, just 1 or 2 nights. SW says the UK is such a beautiful place and so many lovely places to visit. Absolutely, I totally agree. It's probably just as well I don't like driving, otherwise I'd be here, there and everywhere. I'd never be at home. SW says Venice was not romantic. It was practical. We could walk everywhere. SW says, a bit like the Broads, plenty of water without the gondolas. Sarah says, back in the Midlands now, thinking about Peak District for a day soon. It's only about an hour away. Do it while you can, Sarah. Because everything can change in an instant. As I was just said earlier, when you least expect. So he says perhaps that's why he ended up here, meaning because of all the water. But I love the Peak District, Sarah, my favourite place in the UK. It's been very busy with the boats, Sarah. Extremely busy yesterday. When they're heading towards you from all angles, directions, you just think, oh my goodness, what do I film? I liked filming at Cane Meadow, if any of you have seen that. It was so peaceful and quiet there. And that little dog in the boat being towed along by the ladies that were wild swimming. And he was loving that, absolutely loving it. Living his best life, he was, or she was. SW says, I never realised until I saw a video yesterday there's actually an ice cream boat on the Broads. There's two, actually. But yes. Now, I could be wrong, but I think you can only buy from them as the licence. Two boats, two ice cream boats. Like the M6, there is the River Bure. I much prefer going off-season, on the North Broads at least. Still going to get over there this year, probably in the autumn now. Yeah, I think the ice cream boat isn't allowed to go anywhere near like London Bridge because there's a shop there that sells ice cream. And I think they can only sell to you if you're in a boat. Don't quote me, but I'm sure somebody told me that's how it works, due to the licence. But do correct me if I'm wrong. SW says, I think there's a restriction in Horning too. Yes, there probably is. It's a great idea though, isn't it? Stephen says one is near Wroxham, and yes, I think you're right. Yeah, there's some sort of stipulation to it. If Mr. Phil was here, he would know, wouldn't he? He would tell us. Yes, there's one there at Sal House, and then the other one is owned by the people who have the very nice charter cruiser which goes out each day with taking people for afternoon tea or similar, soup and hot chocolate and teas and coffee in the winter and afternoon tea, I think, in the summer. Sounds nice, doesn't it? So they've recently bought the other one. SW says, do you know which route the Three Rivers race takes? Well, I think they can decide their own route depending on how they think the tide will be in their favour. But they, as far as I am aware, they leave Horning, and there's a marker buoy they have to go round at Ludham. There's one at Stokesby they have to go round, and then there's one at Hickling Broad. And they can go any which way they wish, so long as they go past the certain checkpoints along the route. It's great to watch. So SW, they will definitely go past yours. I watched it from yours, if you remember, last year, but I hadn't realised a boat would moor up there, so it's quite difficult to film. SW says, I know their finishing bell was by the waterworks last year. Oh, was it? Oh, they didn't actually have to go back to the sailing club then. They're judged on lowering the mast too, are they? I didn't know that. Sarah says, we should all get together one day, go on the jazz cruise out of Wroxham, if they still do one. They still do one. They do. That's the Southern Comfort, isn't it? SW says, I know what you mean. They have now put tree bark on that path, so it's not muddy. Oh, have they? Brilliant. Is that little deer still down there? Each time I've been there, I see it. Southern Comfort, yes. I think we'd need a lot of people, Sarah, to fill the Southern Comfort up. I think it takes 100. You think the person who had the boathouse did the path? I can't think where the boathouse is. Is that building at the end of that road? Are the Broads Authority still using the waterworks, or did that get sold? Oh, talking about the church. Oh, I thought you were talking about the waterworks. I didn't realise you meant church stays. Do you know where the waterworks is? When the sun goes in, it's chilly. SW says, yes, they're still using the waterworks, meaning the Broads Authority. The bell was at the waterworks, but I thought you meant you were by the church. The waterworks may be a bit overgrown. I'm not sure, has not been there much. Yeah, last year I was at the waterworks. Oh, you only get so many characters, do you, for a message? Oh, well, I never knew that. It's a long route for the Three Rivers. For about 3 years, I used to wait at Potter Heigham Bridge and watch them going through there. It'll be very grown up at this time of year with all the grass, so I'll avoid it probably until autumn. I don't know where I'm going to film the Three Rivers from this year. Yeah, it's if there's boats moored though, which there's likely going to be, like there was at the waterworks. I filmed it last year at the Ludham Buoy, just before the bridge. I will find somewhere, I'm sure. It's great fun though. Oh, I'm always meeting wonderful people while I'm out filming her on holiday, on their boats. Yes. Meet some really nice people. St Benet's is possibly one of the locations I might film from. I'll probably do like last year, go to 3 or 4 different places to film them. John's back. Gosh, that took ages, John. Is there really that much traffic? I imagine it was busy through Roxham. We were just discussing various locations for filming the Three Rivers race this year. Oh, you had to go shopping, did you? Definitely spoilt for filming choice. You've got to be prepared for, you know, your day out. You've got to take everything with you. You need a flask, something to eat. You've got to be prepared because it's a long old day. John says, I don't know where I'll film. It was so busy last year. Stephen says, welcome back, John. I know the shop you mean. Sarah says, Roy Rules in Wroxham. Whatever was that? Oh, I have no idea what that is. Hello to the new people just joining us. Thank you. Ian is here. Thanks for joining us. Ian says, arrived at Surlingham a couple of hours ago. Ferry in is busy. Not that many boats, some mooring available. We're just having a general chit chat, Ian. I think everybody stayed in apart from John in the chat. I think you're all fed up looking at these flowers, aren't you? Mini buffering alert. It's weird how it happens, isn't it? I'll probably go soon anyway. I've been online almost 2 hours. I just wish there was really good signal somewhere that I could sit in the car beside the river to talk to you all. Big buffering now. Strange, isn't it? Because nothing shows up for me like that. How is it now? Oh, wonderful, John. Thank you for that. John, it's fine for John. No buffering for him. Stephen says it's fine for him. Yeah, I didn't notice anything here. And it's okay for Sarah, no buffering there. Thank you, Sarah. SW says being out in the sticks, I guess. It's got better here where I am recently. It used to be really bad. John says all around where I live, the council have been putting in new fibre connections. Perhaps it'll make its way out to you. Probably in about 10 years, John. Ian says, by the way, music entertainment at the Ferry Inn. He saw Elvis. Mr. Phil is here. Hello, Mr. Phil. Thank you for joining. He says we had fibre lines laid over 3 years ago and they're still not connected. Oh no, that's not good. Have you had a good weekend, Mr. Phil? Did you do anything nice for the bank holiday weekend? Mr. Phil says I've just been on the 1062. There you are. SW could have waved. You did the quiz in Norwich with your sons. Well, I hope your team won. Sarah's off to put the kettle on and catch you all soon. Bye. Thanks, Sarah. I'll try and make it a more exciting live next time for everybody. Sarah says, wish he had hooted as he went past. Oh, you won, but only by a whisker. Well, that's excellent. We were discussing earlier in the live, Mr. Phil, where's going to be the best place to film the Three Rivers race. Decisions. Potter Bridge for manoeuvres, yes. And going round the buoy at Ludden Bridge is good. They go around that rather fast. Acle Bridge, yes. I think for me, I'll probably go to St Benet's and Acle Bridge, Cold Harbour. Yes, I think they're my 3 options for the day. I filmed 3 different places last year and that worked quite well. Yes, St Benet's. Or, of course, I could just go a mile and watch them go past at Martham, couldn't I? I presume they're still going up to Hickling Broad, somewhere along there. I don't know where the marker buoy is along there, where they have to go. A letterbox. I was in a day boat Wednesday afternoon on Hickling Broad and Horsey Mere. That was lovely. It was really hot, but not too hot. Oh, that's brilliant. Mr. Phil says you have to put a card in the box on the buoy to prove you got there. I never knew that. And I bet you can't get anywhere near to film that, can you? From the... Same on South Walsham Broad, is it? I didn't realise they went into South Walsham Broad. This is the one day of the year where you definitely need a boat, isn't it? So you can be moored somewhere and get good shots of them coming past. Not, I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. You have to visit South Walsham, Ludden Bridge, Hickling, and another marker, usually around the Stracy Arms. Can visit in any order you choose. Do some of them try and get to Hickling Broad first and then worry about the others on the way back? The likes of Stracy and... Esther says, you see, Mr. Phil is here and we're learning so much. Thank you, Mr. Phil. Yes, what was it earlier I said if Mr. Phil was here, he would know, he'd be able to tell us. What was that? Can you remember what we were discussing at the time? All depends on the wind and the tides. I do have an idea of where I will go. Top secret, of course. That might be interesting. Filming location. I can't remember, no. I can't remember what it was either. But I did say it, didn't I? I said if Mr. Phil was here, he would know. I know, isn't that great? Hev is here. Hi, Hev. Thank you for joining. Oh, Stephen can't remember what it was either. What are we all like? Hev says, lovely day there, pretty flowers. Well, the sun's just gone in, actually, Hev. It's chilly now that the sun's gone in, but it's lovely when the sun's out. And thank you about the flowers. Got some down here too. I might have to get a jacket. You chat amongst yourselves. I'm just going to get a jacket, okay? an ordering. Do you want the door shut or you're not cold? Leave it like that and then Bertie can get out. I'm back. I've got a winter coat on. And I've just put in a request for a coffee. So we'll all have a coffee come soon. We did have the option of the coffee machine or one of the little sachets or an ordinary coffee. So I said one of the little sachets would be fine for us all. Heb says it's lovely and warm here in Bedfordshire. Winter coat and thermal. I think, when was it, yesterday? Yesterday I got a bit of sunburn. And I think that's why I'm a bit cold today. SW says, yes for coffee and we'll only bring biscuits out. It's actually Mr. Lisa who is making the coffee for us all. You wait, he doesn't know that I've said to you all, when he comes out here with mine, I'll say, well, where are the other 8? Because we all want one. Hev would like coffee and chocolate. Well, just coffee for me. Is that a primrose? Yes, here, Mr. Phil. Do you mean, well, are they primula? Let me have a look. What does it say? Primrose, yes. SW's got a hot water bottle on her lap. One mini sausage dog. Oh. Stephen, you'd like tea? Okay, when he brings the coffee, I'll tell him. Would you like sugar? And I'll say that Hev wants chocolate. And SW, was it you who asked for biscuits? Hello, Bertie. Are you all right? The sun's out. Is that why you're out? Oh, look out. Here we go. Right, you ready? Lovely. Thank you. Can you just stay there a minute? Right, Stephen would like a cup of tea. I don't know if you want sugar. SW would like black coffee with biscuits. Hev would like some chocolate with her cup of coffee. Mr. Phil looks like he wants tea. Stephen would like 2 sugars. Here's mine, look. And SW says, hi, Mr. Lisa. It's gone all shy. You can say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I'll now put the kettle on again.
He's gone to put the kettle on. It's Bertie then. Bertie, are you staying in here with me or are you going indoors?
No, he's delivering them.
Oh, Bertie's delivering the teas and coffees, okay. All right. SW says we can wait for the rest of the order. Hem says thank you, Mr. Lisa. Oh, got sirens. Oh, sounds like lifeboat. Wait a minute. No, can't be lifeboat. They're not allowed to use the siren. Sounds like ambulance, actually. Stephen says, looks like it makes a good coffee. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. I'll find out. What's the siren, Emily? Do you know, Margaret? All right. Oh. It's fire engine. It's fire engine. It's a bit worrying. It stopped near me. Bertie will get blamed for the lost order. Esther says, are you also curtain twitcher? In Martham is a fire station. Yes, SW. So, you know everybody who works at the fire station. Barbecue gone up in flames. It's rare, really, out here that you get a siren in the village. So, of course, when you do it's not like being in a town here. So when you do get a siren, you think, oh, goodness, what is it? I can't hear it. It has stopped close by, I think. Maybe somebody would like to look on the Norfolk fire site and you can tell us where it's gone. He was tooting his horn and all sorts. He was desperate to get through. John says, I thought it was outside mine. Heb says it's rare to hear sirens at all near the Norfolk Road. It is. But yeah, John, you're in the city, aren't you? And you hear sirens all the time, so it's nothing to you. But out here, it's a big thing. Esther says, when I was staying at my brother's barn 30 years back, I had a chimney fire and ended up with 15 men in the house. SW, I've actually had 2 chimney fires. And it's so embarrassing when you know the crew. It really is. But so grateful to them. And of course, because ice cream van as well, yes. Because they're in the village, you can hear the instant they leave the station, and you can hear the siren noise bouncing off the wall when they're getting here, and they're getting nearer and nearer. Oh, awful. So the first time, the first chimney fire I had, children were quite young then, and my lovely father-in-law, who is no longer with us, he rang me and he said, have you got a chimney fire? I said, no, I haven't. And I looked at the fire as he asked me, and with that, it just instantly went right, we went whoosh up the chimney, so he could see all the smoke from where he lived. He said, I'm on my way. He said, ring the fire brigade, I'm on my way. And so, thanks to him, it was sorted. And then the next time it happened, we'd been away for Emily's birthday, and when we came back, so that we'd been away for a couple of days, and the fire hadn't been lit. Yeah, you suddenly hear whoosh, don't you? And I've got a big crack on the bricks of the chimney as well, because they cracked. At the same time, it went whoosh. So then the second chimney fire, as I say, we'd been away, My granny had a chimney fire during World War II. She got such a telling off. Oh. We've been away. Wind had been gathering in the chimney while we were out, unbeknown to us. We got in, lit the fire, and it went up. Instantly, we lit it. So again, ring the fire brigade. It's good when it's embarrassing that you know the crew, but it also is good in a way. I mean, we knew them then. I doubt I'd know who they are now. But it's scary. My father-in-law, he said, I'll take the children. He bundled them into the car. He took them down to my mother-in-law. And then he came back to the house to be with me. I have wonderful in-laws, but sadly they are no longer here with us.
April.
Oh, it's gone to April, is it? That'll update probably in and out. They don't normally say until afterwards, do they? We're just discussing chimney fires. I've just said we've had 2.
Yeah, it cost a fortune in coffee.
I was saying how the bricks cracked, and your dad rang me and said, have you got a chimney fire? And I go, I don't know. And now I looked at it and it went whoosh. And then after Emily's birthday, when you lit it, because we've been away, and just caught fire instantly, didn't it? So you've all got the right coffee order now, have you? And tea orders. The fire engine's gone to Acle, by the way. SW says they probably all look too young. I know. That's very true. A bit like the police look too young, don't they? SW, you like a flake in your ice cream. The chocolate's good, says Hev. So Stephen, did you get the 2 sugars in your tea? Excellent. I think he thinks we've all lost the plot because I ordered coffee and tea for you. Oh dear. Esther says, are you now in the shade, Lisa? I am. Yes, I am. Hence, I put a coat on. Stephen says I did. It's good. In a second, I'll go to the door and I'll tell him that you all enjoyed your coffee and tea. Well, I hope it's nothing too awful in Acle. Hello, Bertie. Are you back out? Are you? It's cold out here, Berts. Isn't it? W says I've plenty of spare gloves if you need any. Heb's working her way through her Mother's Day gift of green and black's chocolates this week. Physio hurts, that's my excuse. Birds. Are you going to look at me? No? Bertie. Busy. It's a good boy. That's the cable for the charger, but he'll probably think it's a blue snake. Oh, it is Bertie, Hev. He is gorgeous. My darling little Bertie. Very spoiled. And because he's a house cat, he's not like other cats. He wants to be with you all the time. How long you had blue snakes in Martham? Very long blue snakes. Technically, looking at my grass, the sun is out. Doesn't feel like it. Having a cat or a dog, probably not a good idea right now. No, I like dogs. Mr. Phil says it's nice and sunny on the Isle of Man right now. Is that where you are, Mr. Phil? Very nice. Yeah, as I say, I like dogs, but I'm probably more a cat person. Now you what? Bertie will not go for that bird. Oh, you're not. You're watching the TT practice. Oh. Now, any other cat would have been out here, wouldn't it? After that bird. Oh, he's watching. He's on the arm of the chair watching it. So he might come out here in a minute at 90 miles an hour. He may. Mr. Phil is multitasking, I know. Probably come out. You're safe, Berts, it's gone. He's not normal. They know they're safe. The birds, they do. Yeah. SW accidentally pressed the mute button and thought she'd gone deaf. Somebody has got a barbecue. A light. Hev is 11 weeks. Oh my goodness. Not long. Think back 11 weeks, Hev, and see how quickly those weeks have gone. You're back off to Reedham on some dog sitting. I'm dog sitting for a whole week for my daughter in July. Whatever will Bertie make of that? Smell the lighter fluid rather than the barbecue. I think it's the food cooking I can smell. I like Reedham as well, Hev. Pretty, isn't it? You're away just for 3 days. My family's all going on a cruise. Well, my daughters are anyway, and one of my daughters is married, so obviously her husband and her boys and Emily. You'll be right by the riverfront. Wonderful. You can all probably hear each time I take a sip of my coffee. I do apologise. Gulls now? Oh my goodness. Oh, way over the garden. Thank you, Hev. Yes, we can hear you gulp. No biscuit crunching though. No, can't eat biscuits. I think one of the girls had. Hev says, oh, rats with wings, my son calls them. He spent some years at college in Falmouth. Yeah, they'll take food out of your hand and everything, won't they? Fly to photobomb the live stream. Any update yet on the fire site? I'm having buffering issues here, so I shall say goodbye to everyone and hope we shall catch up soon. Hugs to everyone. Oh, thank you, SW, for joining us. I thoroughly enjoyed this afternoon on the live. I know it's only watching the flowers and it must be so boring for you all. We've been live 156 minutes. So 2.5 hours. It's mad, isn't it? Hev says it's company, Lisa, good company. Aww. I do like being live with all of you. I know I said it before, but I probably won't be much longer before just preparing you all. 2 live streams, private, but I'll probably put this one up. Not that there's much excitement. At 2.5 hours and Pip's still asleep. You've worn her out. I think, I don't know, I won't be able to show you, I don't think. I've got 2 crane birds flying overhead. I'm just going to get my camera. There's 2 cranes out there flying overhead. If you can see. I'm still live. I'm just going to film these birds, okay? They're here, look. Oh, I've got no card in my camera. Let me just get it. You see them?
Oh yeah.
They're still there.
That's
Yeah. I've never seen crane over the garden before.
maybe on that side of the house.
Oh, they're still there. Look. Sorry I abandoned you then. I have filmed them. I don't think I've ever seen crane directly above our garden. Amazing. Mr. Phil says, have you seen details yet? They should be around by now. Yes, Wednesday, when I went out in the day boat up to Horsey and Hickling Broad, there was a swallowtail that just flew out of the reeds in the stretch of water that goes up to Horsey Mere. That's the first one I've seen this year. Aren't they? Candle Dyke, that's it. Well, the piece that goes off Candle Dyke, that goes up to Horsey, is that still? It goes along that. The narrow. Yeah. I did see a great crested grebe with its chick on its back as well. That was, I think that's the first time I've ever seen one actually on the mum's back. I've still never seen on its mum. It's hard to film when you're in a boat though, as you're going along. Really tricky. Says we used to see a lot of great crested grebes and their chicks years ago. Love to see them. They're very sweet, aren't they? I saw goslings, cygnets, say this chick with its mum, and of course the buzzards flying around and the marsh harrier. And they fly directly over where the little ones are. And I'm thinking, oh, I can't look, can't look. Heb says, oh, ice cream man, 99 flakes, my favourite. Can't have that either, Heb. Can't have biscuits, can't have chocolate. Isn't life depressing? I can see the crane is back. I know, Heb, it is, isn't it? Well, it looks like there's only... Oh, no, Mr. Phil's here as well. Let me have a read. Mr. Phil says, I read that ice cream men are complaining that Cadbury flakes are now too flimsy since they started making them in Egypt. There's, I don't know which one. I don't... Anyway, you know you get the tubs of chocolate. Oh, John says I saw that too, Mr. Phil. Oh, and you saw it too. I'm the only one who didn't see that. In the days where I could eat chocolate, I don't know which sort it is, but it went to America to be made, and it never tasted the same again. I think it was America. I'm probably wrong. So Black Magic chocolates. It was lovely, and then one day suddenly all the flavours changed. Well, that was that. That was the end of that. Stephen's got to go. He says, bye, Lisa. Bye, Mr. Lisa. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Phil says, American chocolate is vile. It smells of icky stuff because they use weird milk. Oh. Heb says, just done a round of physio exercises while listening in. Made it easier. How about doing a live 3 times a day, Lisa? Oh. Heb says, I'll take that as a no then. Oh, you'd all get fed up with me being live all the time. We need a better view than just flowers though, don't we? Excuse me. Part of me did wonder about going out, doing a live this evening, but I've been live this afternoon. I think that's enough for one day. Boats, wildlife. We need a third one, wouldn't we? What would the other one be? Village, drive around the village. Everywhere I go now, I'm having a look at my phone to see if there's 5G. And I have found a place that's near fields, so it wouldn't actually give my location away. And my location, I know of a location where the signal is good and by the river. I'll tell you off air. Oh, John, that would be wonderful. Can I park there? Yeah, so I have discovered one place that I could go live from, just looking at a field, and then nobody would be able to. Oh, excellent, even better, John. Thank you. And then nobody would be able to turn up, would they? I don't know who's doing woodwork close by. Heb says, got to go now. Chocolate reward is calling. Bye all. Thank you, Heb, for joining. Catch you again soon. So for the others that are here, shall we go now? Shall we call it a day? Let's see what you all say. If you all want to stay, we'll stay. Bye, Heb, says John. John needs to take Millie out for a walk before her dinner. Mr. Phil says, yes, I have some spanners to attend to. You go sort your spanners out, you, and then John, you go and walk Millie. Heb's gone to eat her chocolate. I'll how the curry is. Although I think I said earlier do that for tomorrow. But we've got rhubarb crumble that I made earlier. Rhubarb and apple crumble, actually. Right, well, thank you all for joining me. It's been wonderful as always. You're such a funny lot. And don't forget to look on Norfolk Fire Service to see where that fire engine actually, what happened in Acle that caused them to go. So take care of yourselves. I don't know when I'll next be live. Hopefully this week sometime. Thank you, John, for being moderator, if I can even say the word. Have a good week. Catch you all soon. Bye, everyone.